Hello there, my name is K-Hug, you can call me Kyler, and welcome back to my hardcore Minecraft journey. Grab your pickaxe, sharpen your sword, and let's do this. I want to start off by just going over a few of the updates, surprise, a few of the updates since last time. Last time we were here, we actually were working on the chicken coop, and it was rather unfinished, but we have since gone back and decorated and added some more bits and baubles to this thing. The big hanging egg to simplify that it's a chicken coop. Decorated some more of the interior here and added the interior. The chicken coop itself, we have some laying shelves here, and quite frankly, this is probably all gonna go eventually because we're gonna put an automatic chicken farm in here at some point in time. A few more updates since I've already kind of spoiled it. I'm working on what is going to be an entrance to the industrial farms beneath our landscape here. So we have a little tower here that I've kind of robbed from the fishing flour mill thing over in this early direction. Taking that same aesthetic, we're bringing it over here to this build, and then we're just gonna have some little fun overhang bridgey thing here. Not really sure what this is going to be used for, but you're going to come up here and the entrance to this thing is actually going to be right in here, I do believe. I kind of need that back now. Not entirely sure, but this right here, ooh, no. Our entrance is going to have to be here because this hole heads straight down into the depths below, where our industrial district is going to kind of be held away from everything else and kind of hidden out of sight. Furthermore, I went ahead and did go ahead and update some other bits and places along the way, but what we're going to do is, let's actually first take you down below and check out what I've done to the iron farm. Before I completely open up to show you the iron farm, I dug out a massive amount of floor space here, using the same tactic I used once before, bringing the moss blocks down here, bone milling them, and just picking it up because this is way easier to break, obviously, and then using our iron tools to break all these blocks out individually. But with that said, here is the update to our iron farm. I'm going for more of an industrial look with this. I thought about putting like a big iron block banner right here, like a chunk of an iron ingot, I guess, like a pixel art thing here. But everything is intact and remains the same as it were before. And that is our simple little contraption here with our simple little iron golem destroyer here. And everything is flowing directly into those chests as such. And now we officially have ourselves a good supply of iron. I mean, look at all this iron that we have. We've got boxes upon boxes. It's not the most efficient iron farm, but you know what? It is going to definitely be able to feed me throughout this series. But that is enough of the updates from last time. We've got a lot to get done today. I want to go ahead and get into a couple of the updates or a couple of the projects we're going to work on today, and that is going to be, I'd like to get some work done on this, which is going to require a substantial amount of spruce, which is really unfortunate. And I don't really have much spruce to spare, and I did take down our spruce farm, which was right over here. I wanted to go ahead and finish off our landscaping, so we might have to go place those somewhere else for the time being because we don't have any more trees down here for resources, and I've used quite a lot of spruce since last time. The other thing I want to do is work on the water tower. We did briefly go over that last time. We're going to put a big water tower up here, and hopefully that's going to be a kelp farm at the same time. I'm not really sure if those two things are going to go together. I don't know how much room it takes to build an automatic kelp farm, but we're sure going to try our hardest. And the last thing we need to do, which is honestly going to be the first thing that we need to do, is go ahead and ignite our end portal, or our nether portal, head in here because we need a bunch of comparators and observers which require quartz. Now, I really don't want to go in here because I have a feeling this is a good way to end the series, but what better way to start this episode and to head on straight into the nether. It is officially lit, and it is time to go in. Fingers crossed we're not over a lava lake, and hopefully the series doesn't come to an end. Oh my goodness. All right, well, I've seen worse spawns, and this is actually, you know what? This is a really good spawn because if we just protect ourselves, go ahead and just block this off, I see the thing we came for right away. All of this quartz actually right here behind us is excellent. I got our diamond pickaxe, which does have fortune. So let's just grab a ton of this and get right on back out of here. All right, now I said we were gonna head right on back out of here, but I think it's worth maybe just tempting fate a little bit and maybe running around here and see if we can find anything else useful. Oh my goodness, the amount of fire and flames around this area. What I would like to, ooh, I like that. That looks fun to, we should probably not go there quite yet, but what I'm kind of looking for is not you. I would like to see if I can get my hands on some soul sand somewhere. Are you mad? No. I would like to get my hands on some soul sand so we can make some bubble elevators at some point in time. Now, where... If I were soul sand, where would I be? Oh no. We have our first ghost. I don't think it's worth it. We don't need soul sand that bad. He's coming this way. Time for us to head on back home. We've tempted our luck. Yep, incoming. Time to go. Time to go. Okay, and we'll go ahead and close that to keep all the creepy crawlies from coming into the overworld. And let's go ahead and make up some of these observers and some comparators. I'm so excited to finally have some good quality quartz. Let's go ahead and see what we need. It's been a long time since I've made redstone from scratch, and we doesn't look like we need a whole lot. Actually, we have everything that we need from my diamond mining to actually craft some of these things right now. I don't think we need that many, but let's go ahead and just make a dozen or so of these and comparators. Now, this might be a funny one. I think comparators might be... Ooh, what is a comparator? Hold on, we can do this. Oh, just redstone blocks? Okay, hold on. I think we actually may be in luck. I think a half dozen of those, and let's go ahead and create, you know what, we'll create a few more of these. And I totally just took everything I needed. I forgot this requires redstone. And a couple of these wouldn't hurt. Maybe we can make like 8 or so, and we'll definitely need all of these for some future builds, but let's go ahead and put the rest of our stuff away. I'm even gonna go ahead and store these guys. We don't need them quite yet, but now we know where they're at. And we got to get ourselves a quartz box started. I got a weird one here, but I think it'd be nice to have something to go along with these barrels. Let's put another barrel maybe right up on top of that shelf there. Or even a chest. I think I've got something in my organization somewhere. Ah, here we go. Let's go ahead. No barrels. So we're just going to put another single chest, and we'll just stick this guy right up on top of the shelf. I want it there, or yeah, right there. And this is going to be our official quartz block or box, and we should be good to go. Oh, and ooh, we now have officially another new block. We need a storage chest for our nether stuff. We got sea stuff here and random stuff here. I think we can do without this box. Let's make this our nether box. So let's go put these away. I think that looks about right. Maybe some beds can go in here. That looks like I could put in a bell. Seems like an efficient place for a bell. Oh, and another trading table. We got some food and some mob loot, just like that. And everything put away. We are ready to move on to our first objective after a good nap. Well, the first thing I want to start with, I think, is taking off this gross armor and shield. Oof. Now, what I would like to do is probably start with the water tower. I really think that's going to bring together the aesthetic of this place, since we were in a barren landscape, to have some sort of place where this water is actually sourced from. So what I need to do is probably go get, we've got scaffoldings, we've got that. I might go ahead and rough this in with some dirt. Then we'll come back with some textures, some blocks that we're going to use for the actual composition of this. So let me go get a bunch of dirt, which hopefully we've got plenty from all of our terraforming. And let's head on over there and get started on laying out the general shape of this water tower. Okay, well, I think the most important thing we can do right off the start is just work on what I'm going to call the barrel. Now, the barrel is the main central fuselage shape, so it'll be this outer rim, and it'll go up. Let's think about this. How high do I want this to be? I think 9 is a pretty good height, and then we're gonna have a little domed roof cap right on top of there, and maybe even a pathwork around the outside, like a little walkway around the outside for maintenance. So I think that is the height we're gonna go. Now let's go ahead and get this barrel filled in. The ultimate reveal, and there it is. Okay, then you know what? The moss does not look too bad. I think it'll look good when there's moss all the way around. We might even add some more of these creeping vines as well, or even just regular vines around the outside just to give it that mossy effect, but I think that's gonna look super cool. So let's go get some more of the stone bricks and get back to work. And the last block on top there, and I think the barrel of this water tower is 90% done. I'm really digging the shape. I think this looks amazing. And now what we need to do is add in some of these extra details that I did bring along and haven't been putting in all the way. Now, I thought I had some mossy cobblestone walls. We may have to go grab some of those, but I wanted to add in some of these weird brick bits on the outside. So we're gonna need to do that. Maybe we'll do that at the end when we have our scaffold to get rid of. Okay, let's give it one more quick glance. And I'm liking the way that's coming out. Let's go ahead maybe and head up this scaffold, see if we can get a good vantage point of multiple angles at the same time. This looks like a good place. And that is the aesthetic of the water tower. Now these braces will go up, and there'll be a ring around the midpoint about in here to kind of wrap around and hold this tank up and above. And I think from here, we want to do a little domed cap as a standard water tower has, and then we'll work on, oh man, I'm kind of wishing now that I'm looking at it, the thing was a little lower, but I think it's going to have to do. But I think let's go ahead and let's finish out by putting some of our details on the outside. We're going to grab some of those fences I was talking about. And we're going to use these stairs just to add some 3D aesthetic to this build. Having little outcroppings and stuff along its edges, I think will make it look inclusively so much better. Now, I don't have any stone details, but I do have these brick details. And my thoughts were, if I could just add in a few of these pockets like this, along with, I don't want these to be too close together, along with a few stairs in here like this, it just adds a little bit of depth to the build. I think I want to add one up there as well. I think this is going to help make it a little more 3D. Okay, that should be all of the exterior details. Now, the next thing we need to do is actually get a location to where this drain is going to come out before we get started on the rooftop. Now, obviously the drain is going to empty into this block right here. So let's head on up and to see what we're going to use in order to get the water out past the supports here, because I want the water to come out roughly here, which means we need some way to get the water to run along these edges. And I don't know if that's as simple as adding a couple walls. I don't think the walls will look right. Maybe a couple steps, inverted steps. I think I like that idea. Maybe we can get it from right over here. We go one like this. We'll put a slab in here. Do we have a slab with us? We've got brick slabs, so that's going to have to do. And then this is going to have to be removed. Another slab there. And equally so, we need another upside down stair on this other side. And I hope that I brought with, yes, one of these guys like that. So now the water should pipe out. Can I make this? Thank goodness for the water. Now at least the water from all of this, everything inside this tower comes out through this hole and should fall directly into that pool there. So the last thing we need to do is decide how we're going to build this roof. And I think the best thing that we can do to kind of bring everything together might be to just bring in that palette there, the granite and the bricks. I think that'll look pretty good. And maybe we'll even rim it with some of the spruce or even the dark oak. I'm thinking we go with the dark oak. I've been really liking the way that looks out on these lighter textures to have the really dark, like the really defined outer rims. I think it looks really good together. So let's go grab some of the dark oak and then a bunch of these granite and brick details. And wouldn't you know it, we are out of clay once again. So this means, oh, what's up, Lilo? There you go, buddy. This means we are going to have to go on another excursion to find ourselves some clay. Now, while we're out looking for clay, I did bring along, or do have, another one of these handy dandy brushes. I can't sweep the air. But what we're going to do with this is maybe we can find some of those buried treasures and maybe dig up some cool pottery shards in order to get that collection going. So what I'm going to need is a bunch of, probably just grab another iron shovel, maybe two. I don't think two could hurt. Oh, we're out of sticks. All right, well, we should have everything we need, and I'm even bringing along this gross-looking gold helmet because it does have aqua affinity, and I think that can help us when it comes to digging things up underwater. So let's head on off in some early direction in search of some more clay. Now, I know I've completely vacated this entire area of clay anywhere around us, so what I need to do is find our boat, which I keep getting off of it random. Here we go. And we're going to go ahead and find the nearest island with some rivers and see if we can get ourselves some much needed clay. Also, there's a problem over here. I don't know if I've showed this before, but right down in there, you see those sea lanterns? Wait for them. They're bobbing around here somewhere. I just saw one jump out of the water. We've got ourselves a sea temple. There we go, right next to base. So we can do something with that in the near future. I do not think I'm ready for that anytime soon. But in the near future, we can get ourselves a sea lantern, or at least a farm, in order to gather ourselves some prismarine. We're gonna make a quick pit stop because we did dig around in here for some suspicious sand, and I do believe we didn't get all of it. So I wanna do a quick search around these ruins and see if we can find any more while I have our handy brush. Looking for sand looks kinda suspicious. Sand or gravel for that matter. Is this a piece here? Nope, that looks normal. Maybe we got everything here. Okay, I totally lied. There's nothing here. Let's move on. I thought clay only spawned in shallow waters or riverbanks, and apparently clay is quite literally everywhere. I have so much clay just out here in the open ocean that maybe we don't need to go as far as I originally thought. Alright, well, we may not have found any suspicious sand, but we sure did find plenty of clay. Who knew clay was so easy to find? With that all cooking down, I think we can hop onto our chicken farm, which I don't know if I remember how to build. I know we do need a bow. I think a bow is an important part of this because we need to have an egg dispenser. So first and foremost, a bow. And we need a item dispenser. We might need some redstone. Let's grab a few of each one of these guys. And we should be able to make a item dispenser. Not a dropper, we need a dispenser. Perfect. Okay. If I remember right, this should be everything we need. Now, I might use terracotta as our source block. We're gonna need some lava. We're gonna need a half slab. We can go ahead and use one of these or stone. I guess let's grab stone just in case. Shouldn't need any more string. And all we need to do is get some chickens into a coop where they sit and lay eggs that are automatically dispensed and then, automatically dispensed via hopper. And then we might also just need a chest for storage in general. Okay, this should be everything we need. Is it safe? No, it is not. Okay, so what we need to do is tear down the insides. Now, I didn't want to have to do this. Do we have an axe? But I knew it was probably coming. We got to make room, and hopefully there's enough room in here for an automatic chicken farm, and maybe even still room for the decorations. If we need to, we can actually build this below the ground, but I would like to be able to fit it just in here so it's part of the whole build. Now, I will say the only thing I'm afraid of is, well, the lava might be a problem, but hopefully it won't burn the wood around us, and we can keep it encapsulated in just the stone. All right, so now first things first, I think we need like a 3x5 area, so it's gonna take up one whole half of this coop. Okay, so I made some quick modifications. I think I'm gonna slide it over one because I need a bunch of space for the redstone to this. We need to take a signal every time this is full of something, so I need a redstone signal to come out of this hopper when anything is placed inside. Let's test it with maybe a few of these guys. So that's giving it a signal because it knows there's an item inside, and we want to go ahead and create some sort of loop to go ahead and power a clock. Like so. And perfect. So that went ahead and fired everything we needed into this block, which passed into the hopper into a chest. So that's all working appropriately. We're going to have to actually build a little wall here, which is unfortunate. It's going to make the chicken coop a little bit tighter. And everything else should be relatively good to go. Now, this needs to be a lava block right here, and right in front of us, which is a little concerning. We're going to be a little careful about how we decide to set this up. So I think the best thing we can do to keep the chickens inside, we need to have like a double glass here. So I think I'm going to encapsulate this like so. We'll add a little extra piece there, and then I want to be able to kind of still move around within the chicken coop. So I think a ladder up right here will get us to the top. Let's see if we got some ladders laying around. That'll get us into the second floor of the chicken coop. I want to go ahead and bring around these slabs. I think our torch is in the wrong spot. We'll have to lower that down. But this will give us access to the chicken coop itself. We'll also have access to be able to add chickens or take chickens out as necessary. The last thing we need is to go get ourselves some lava, so we're heading down into the bottom of the mine shaft. This is probably the most concerned part about this whole thing. I think I can drop this in here and quickly put a glass block before the lava flows out and burns down the entire chicken coop. Wish me luck. Here we go, in 3. My rollies are good. 2. Just commit. Okay. Everything looks good. We'll come back in just a moment and make sure that the entire chicken coop hasn't burnt down. But I did throw about 30 eggs in here, and I've got, well, 3 chicks to show for it. But once they grow up, they should start producing eggs, which should immediately drop down, fire through the dispenser, hatch there. A chicken should grow up. Now, it is a chance. It's not always going to happen, so we may need to expedite this, but I think I can get some seeds, make those guys grow up. I did just hear an egg somewhere, I thought. Here we go. See if we can get a few more chickens in there so we can start growing them and multiplying them, so we can inch cram them in here and allow them to have as many chickens as possible. Ideally, I'd like to have like 30 of them in here. Oh, 4, 5. Okay. We got 5. Let's keep checking how many we got in there. I would like to have about, like I said, 24 to 30, something like that. Not too many, but just enough to keep a full food source going. Now, everything should be in place other than going ahead and breeding the chickens up. I got a ton of seeds here. Now, this might cause some problems with the other chickens in the place. We'll have to make sure we breed just the small ones. I think you can grow them up. I know with cows, if you feed them enough, they do just grow right up. I don't know if seeds do the same things as chickens, so we're about to find out what happens. Doesn't appear to be the case. So, looks like we're going to be waiting. Okay, while we wait on those chickens to grow up, what I want to do is go ahead and start working on the rooftop of the water tower. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to look. I'm really hoping this same aesthetic works on this stone structure. And we're going to start by going ahead and laying out a little perimeter around the outside with our lovely dark oak here. Now, I thought about putting something... Now, let's just do slabs all the way around the outside for now. And then we'll start tapering in the granites and the bricks into a nice dome structure. And the last finishing touch, one little dot of terracotta, maybe an extra one, and maybe we even put a little tower on top of here later, but for now, let's put a torch just to prevent any crazy spawns, and anywhere else we have a full slab, which is both of those. We can also put one. Can we put one here? If we've leveled this out, what's underneath of this? I don't like that. Okay. This is pretty much slabs and stairs, so nothing should spawn up here. And if it does, it's not going to fall anywhere near us. We should be pretty safe. We can go ahead and drop ourselves down. We'll have to get the scaffold out of the inside later, but I think this is a good time to go ahead and get a good look at how the roof looks. In all of its glory, here it is. Now, it does need a few decorations. I think we'll hang some lanterns and chains off of some of these supports, as well as add some sort of walkway around this and the ladder extended all the way up backside of the back pillar to allow us access to above. I also think, or I know, this is going to be a farm of some sort. It's either going to be a kelp farm or a bamboo farm. I haven't really decided, or a sugarcane farm. I haven't decided yet what we may need more of. I don't think a sugarcane farm is as important as it has been in some of the last series where I've used it for trading with villagers. This time around, we've got enough planted up and down our rivers that we can go harvest and get paper pretty easily. So I think with the lack of fuel that we have at the moment before we get our lava sources in with our dripstone little trick there in cauldrons, I think we're going to try to use a dried kelp as a relatively reusable fuel source. So if I could somehow fit a small little kelp farm within the confining walls of this water tower, I think that's what we're going to go with. All right, the last thing I like to do before we get out of here is go ahead and grow up some more of these chickens, hopefully. I think that was number 6 that just fell in there. And we can go ahead and breed up the larger guys. That should be 7. And number 8, these guys should be laying eggs here sometime soon. And yes, as you can see, one did already hatch. That little chicken will grow up. Unfortunately, he will not have a very long life. He'll immediately be turned into cooked chicken and feathers. But I can use both of those all the time. Now, I know we didn't have time in this episode to go ahead and finish our mine entrance slash like industrial building. This is where I think we're gonna have our dripstone stuff come in, and maybe even a super smelter in here to bring all of our resources to from down below. And we'll be able to smelt all of our stuff in mass quantities, as well as making this building aesthetically pleasing for some other items. Is there something? There's a spider in Neil's pen. Wait, I did name you Neil, right? Is your name Neil? Why can't I see your name tag? I haven't named him. Well, hold your horses? Not spiders. Hold your horse. Okay, anyways, let's go get him named. Neil to the rescue, and with our trusty steed, with an established name and the sun setting on the next episode of our hardcore Minecraft series. I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you. Not a welcome, well, welcome. Hit the like and subscribe button, and a thank you. So hit that like and subscribe button to each and every one of you for joining me on this thrilling journey. Your support, encouragement, and camaraderie mean the world to me. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and give this video a like and share with your friends. Remember, the adventure does not end here. So until next time, stay crafty, stay courageous, and stay beautiful. Goodbye.